Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the VoskCoin YouTube channel. I'm Vosk, this is Tails, and that's Miss Vosk over there. See, Tails loves the camera. And today we're going to be reviewing a miner that costs about $1,300. Okay, so this crypto mining rig, you plug it in, and then you just earn passive income with it. But like, how much money does it make? Does it run well? What coin does it mine? What am I doing with it? Kind of everything in between. I'm going to review all that in today's video. You hear that? If somehow you don't know, crypto mining rigs, they're kind of loud. This one, the SC200, it's not that loud for being an ASIC mining rig. I am running it on the eco mode though, which means that it's going to use less power, run cooler, which means the fans can run at a slower speed, which in turn makes it slightly quieter. So let's go ahead and jump into this review. Is this thing worth $1,300? But of course, you know we're running 10 seconds of Tails, the best Shiba Inu in the world, and our resident Dogecoin. The SC200 Siacoin miner. Maximum performance and maximum rewards. So this is basically the latest and greatest ASIC miner, application specific integrated circuit miner, purpose-built mining machines for the Siacoin coin, which is on the Blake2b mining algorithm. This miner has been developed by Epic Blockchain.io, and they are basically looking to specialize in developing, manufacturing, and consulting when it comes to ASIC mining rigs and FPGA mining rigs. They did send us this miner to review, but they didn't pay us, and they were just asking us for our honest review on it, which is exactly what we always do here on the channel anyway. So this is a $1,350 miner when you pay with a credit card, which is a cool option that they allow that. That's actually not very common here in cryptocurrency, and you include the $100 power supply. There are some ways you could use your own power supply for potentially cheaper, but if you want it just real easy, two things show up in a box, you plug them in and start mining, then you may want to just go ahead and add on that power supply. There's no hidden fees or anything like that. When you go to checkout, you will see that you will be charged $200 for shipping. Well, that's not really a hidden fee, right? It's just not free shipping. So the total price all in would be $1,550 shipped if you pay with a credit card anywhere in the world. But to be honest, the price doesn't really matter depending on how much money it makes, because if it makes a lot of money, then who cares if it costs $1,000 or $2,000? If it's making hundreds of dollars a month, for example, which has been the case previously with some crypto mining rigs. And also not the case with some crypto mining rigs. Before we dive into the full review and all the numbers, let's take one quick step back and a bit of a recap on Siacoin mining. Okay, so previously it was GPU mined. Normally people were mining Ethereum plus Siacoin at the same time. They called it dual mining. Then they released ASIC miners, again those purpose-built machines, which basically made it a waste of electricity to dual mine it with GPUs. So that happened. The Bitmain Antminer A3 was the first one to hit the market, and it was wildly profitable when that thing first came out. But why did they rush to market with a machine that wasn't all that great? That was because Obelisk, a basically company created by a lot of the people affiliated with the actual Siacoin coin, they were like, hey, let's make some mining rigs for our own coin and blockchain. And they did. But it took a little while. They released the SC1 and the SC1 and then the SC1 Slim. We actually got both of these in to review, and they were pretty freaking cool miners once they finally hit their destinations. The problem, they were like a year late, and some people were pretty pissed, and not everybody did so well on them. But here's the deal. They decided to change their algorithms so only their miners worked, invalidating the Antminer A3 and Innosilicon, another ASIC miner manufacturer. They also made a Siacoin miner called the S11, which was much better than the A3. Regardless, those were no longer able to mine Siacoin. And Obelisk was actually very profitable mining Siacoin for quite a while. That is until the SC200 really hit the market, along with other factors impacting the price. But this is the best miner you can mine a Siacoin with right now, and it's readily available to buy if you should want to do that. But do you want to do that? Well, first, let's look at how many coins we're mining. Right now, I'm using the Luxor mining pool, which they are very tight with the Siacoin team and community and things like that. But the reason I am using their mining pool is because I'm using their catalyst feature. Basically, it auto dumps my coins for me into Bitcoin. Saves me time, and it makes it easier for tax purposes being here in the US. So pretty cool stuff. You can actually see, if I refresh this, it has been sent to Catalyst, and they are currently exchanging my 3,371 Siacoins for Bitcoin. If I click over to Zcoin or Zcash, I currently have that being auto exchanged by Catalyst as well. So you can see that this is what it looks like once the transaction is completed. And once, I didn't mean to click on that. Once all that takes place, you will see that basically this balance will show up an update in my my Bitcoin address. And from there, you can see that I earned, 0.0017 BTC here, which that's probably like $30, more, maybe a little bit less right now. Either way, this is a super cool feature. You can enable it or not enable it if you want to do so. They didn't pay me to talk about this stuff, but just from someone who's just kind of sick of holding a million altcoins and just prefer to be in Bitcoin for a lot of my mining ventures recently, especially with speculative miners, super freaking useful. So before we run all of those hard numbers, because like that's the most exciting part, like how profitable is this thing, right? Well, I gotta tease you a little bit. Let's run through the miner real quick. So they've got a quick setup guide. This isn't gonna be a full tutorial, so you can check out that link and get your miner running if you need to do so. They send you an SD card. It doesn't have the miner OS on it. So you have to download Balena Etcher. If you've ever flashed the most custom mining OSs, you may already have that program. Obviously, I did. I downloaded that, I flashed it, I put the SD card in, click, and it's on the way. Obviously, you connect the power cables, you put an Ethernet cable in, and you're like, all right, cool, that's it. I can just log into the dashboard remotely. That would be wrong. You have to download another program, and that program is, well, actually, this is the OS you use, and then this is the program you use. Once you download that and extract it, you're met with this dashboard, but it's like a desktop application instead of just going to the browser. Honestly, I don't like that. That's annoying. Why don't we just access it via the browser like every other ASIC mining rig? But whatever, click, eventually made that happen. It's easy enough to click around in here. You can see the overview, you can see your hash rate chart, which will show you your performance over the last day or so. And this does, I will say, this would be easier to control multiple mining rigs if you had multiple mining rigs. But in the case of having just one rig, I don't find it valuable. Keep in mind, this may stump you. When you change things in here, the password is not what you want. It's a let me in unless you change that password. So the default password on here is let me in. If you put in X and 123 and admin and root, all that stuff, it's not going to work and you're going to get pissed. Trust me, you'll get pissed. So yeah, you can come in here and change all this stuff. Obviously, you'll want to do that if you want the miner to mine for you and actually make some money. So you can see, I put in the Luxor Siacoin address there, and that's it. It's up and running. So I showed you that I was basically turning my Siacoin into Catalyst like clockwork. I'm mining about 800 coins a day, 830, 760. I'll say about 800 coins a day, conservative estimate there, right? Well, that's $2.35. That's not bad, right? A couple bucks a day. Miner isn't insanely priced. Here's the problem though. This is the big problem for me. My electric cost here, and we're actively planning to build out a solar mining farm, right? Super excited for that. Absolutely thrilled. But until then, I'm paying 12 cents per kilowatt hour. Okay? And this miner consumes, on the normal mode, about 1,300 watts. So that kind of makes you wonder, like, what mode are you on? Well, let's go over to our miner list, and you can see we're on the efficiency mode. Because if I was on the normal mode, consuming 1,300 watts, I'd be paying almost $4 a day in electric. That's like losing more than $1 a day based off the SIA coins that I'm mining. So we come over here and we look at the efficiency setting. You can see it's consuming about 900 watts. So when we are consuming 900 watts and mining about 800 coins a day, but actually let's get in the nitty gritty. 830, that's what we recently got. 830, currently worth $2.44. Our estimated electric bill is $2.59. So if we're nice here and round up on a residential electric rate, we're basically breaking even. But keep in mind, I'm doing this review from the point of view as a at-home residential miner. Okay, these devices are built for mining farms with industrial electric rates. If you don't know what that is, it's like 5 cents or better. Many mining farms paying like 2-3 cents or less. It's pretty insane. So again, I've got this bill here of $2.59. The kind of like entry-level mining farms are paying half that. So they're clearing over $1 a day per miner. The best mining farms will be clearing like $2 a day per miner. Unfortunately, again, from a residential point of view, it's just not really there. Not yet, unless Siacoin rockets in price. So, it's an interesting thing, right? Because again, you look at it from the residential point of view, you're like, it's not a good buy. But you take a step back and realize that crypto mining is becoming more and more industrialized, right? You're like, wow, that's a great buy. Or you're like, maybe I should look into some alternative power methods to get cheap power, like solar power. And you get those panels paid off, then it's essentially free electric. Well, now you're really now you're really cooking. In my experience, the miner's been running fine. It runs, it mines, it does what it's supposed to do. It mines coins, and even with Luxor, it's very easy to just automatically, I don't even touch the coins. I don't do a thing. Turn them into Bitcoin. That's cool. I like that. Very different environment we deal with compared to a couple years ago in Siacoin mining. So yeah, I think it's a good miner. Depending on your electric rate, it could be an incredible play, but if you have expensive electric, paying 12 cents plus is definitely not the miner for you. Also, it's an ASIC miner, so it's not quiet. That's a big problem for some people. For other people, it doesn't matter. Or maybe you like the heat that it puts out and you can use it to warm up the house. It is getting a little colder, so that actually has, instead of becoming a negative thing, that's not becoming a positive thing of these mining rigs. So as always, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to hit the thumbs up on it. Leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this miner and crypto mining, or just anything you want to talk about. And then if you haven't already, please subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one.